Hello, guys. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students who are preparing for competitive exams in finance like CFA, FRM, and SCR. I have with me one of my student, Krishna. He's been able to clear the May 2024 FRM Level 1 exam, and he's going to be talking about his journey of preparing for the exam, how he managed to clear the odds and clear the exam. Okay, so Krishna, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. And for the audience, if you can just give a brief about your total experience and which area you work into.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me. It's been more than a pleasure to be here because I actually, when I was preparing, I was continuously seeing all the videos that you were uploading with all the students. So it's like more than a actually honor to be
Thank
with
you.
be with you in this conversation. I am a qualified chartered accountant, and it's been more than 2 years since I'm working with an investment bank. And my profile generally revolves around risk and finance, financial statements, a lot of things, a lot of projects, but it generally revolves around risk and finance.
Okay. And first of all, why did you decided to go for FRM and when did you started the preparation for FRM?
Okay. So, like after CA, I've been talking to a lot of friends जिनसे मुझे पता लगता रहता था कि they are either doing CFA, FRM, or either they are preparing for CAT, GMAT. So
Hmm.
maybe because of FOMO, I also started like researching for what I can do more other than my CA.
Okay.
And I was confused between CFA and FRM initially. But then when I saw the curriculum of FRM, it actually really make me interested in the all the VAR, be it VAR calculation or be it anything that was there in the curriculum. So I thought that I will maybe in the future will go for FRM, but so I was just checking the list of the early bird discount in the January. I was talking to
Okay.
all the coaching centers as well, asking for the scholarships, whether they can provide it. And on the 31st, which is the last date for early bird registration, I asked one of my friend to pay the amount from the credit card, and I just did it. Very
Okay.
impulsive decision, but I think I actually am really proud that I actually enrolled for it.
Okay. Okay. And then you started in Feb with us, correct?
Yes, yes.
So when you started, what was the flow and how many hours on a daily basis you were dedicating for this exam?
Okay, so initially, when I enrolled for it, I got the books printed. I got into the Telegram group, which is run by our institution. So initially, I was started giving 1 or 2 hours on weekdays and 3 or 4 hours on weekends. But I think when I got into the flow of studying, getting to know the curriculum and the way you were teaching, it is actually not that I have to appear for an exam, but rather कि this is the topic and इससे मैं क्या knowledge gain कर सकता हूँ. So then maybe I think in March and April I started giving more hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours after my office hours, and on
Okay.
weekends I was studying 7 8 hours. So initially,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, please continue. Sorry.
yes, initially I thought that I had too less of a time, and I made this decision like very impulsively to appear for it because the
Mm-hmm.
curriculum is not that less कि मैं 3 महीने में complete कर पाऊंगा. But
Okay.
when I got into the flow of the subjects, and then I thought कि maybe अगर मैं ज़्यादा hours put भी कर रहा हूँ, it is actually I'm learning from all the topics. So yes.
Okay. Okay. So you were solving immediately after watching the video or only on weekends?
Immediately. So जैसे ही मेरा चैप्टर खत्म होता था, आई
Mhm.
immediately solve the questions because मुझे पता लग पा रहा था कि how they are asking the questions from the text I'm reading. So थोड़ा सा आइडिया लग रहा था, बट आपने ये भी लिखा हुआ था कि easy questions है. तो even though I was
हाँ.
doing the questions, मुझे थोड़ा सा डर लग रहा था कि maybe I'm doing it very slowly क्योंकि I'm just investing my all the time in easy questions but not getting to the mock test.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
And you completed, when did you complete the full 62 chapters?
I have not completed. Actually,
Okay, okay,
quant is something which I was not very confident in. So, और मुझे पता था
okay,
कि 20% weightage है. So I put the quant subject at the very end, and I could not complete quant. Like even the important chapter regression hypothesis, which I could not complete,
okay,
but I made sure that all the other thing that I've covered, I revised it. I gave the sectional tests as well. So
okay.
क्वांट में मेरा थोड़ा सा कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाया था.
ठीक है. But sectional test में what was the score that you were getting? Percentage wise.
Yes, I was scoring 70%, like I was giving the right answers, or
Okay,
30% maybe. Earlier, I was doing this one thing कि जो 30% मेरे गलत हुए आंसर्स, आई यूजली नोट दीज क्वेश्चंस कि मुझे फिर से जब देखना है तो इन क्वेश्चंस को सिर्फ देखना है. बट मैंने जब रिवीजन के टाइम पे देखा कि इतना कम टाइम बचा है कि मैं वापस जा ही नहीं पा रहा उन क्वेश्चंस पे. तो व्हाट आई स्टार्ट डूइंग इज कि जो इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट था, मे बी अ स्टेटमेंट और मे बी द होल क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो, मैं वहीं पे टेक्स्ट में बुक्स के साथ लिखे जा रहा था. सो इफ आई एम गोइंग थ्रू द टेक्स्ट अगेन, मुझे क्वेश्चंस पे
okay,
जाना ही नहीं पड़ेगा, रादर देन इट इज देयर विद माई टेक्स्ट.
okay. Interesting. So you did this only for the 30% wrong questions.
यस यस यस.
Acha, wow, interesting. ठीक है. And but apart from book two, all the chapter wise questions were also done properly.
Yes, chapter wise questions which are marked as easy questions. I did it with the chapters. With Quant, I tried to do as many questions I can, but I did sectional tests as well for the other subjects. Uh, so, yes,
Okay. And how many mock papers did you give before the exam?
I have not. I have not.
I say
So,
not given. Okay.
I have not given. Like, बिल्कुल last week में I have this one option whether I can just revise all the texts I've read, और जो मैंने questions के important points बनाए हैं, या तो मैं वो कर सकता था, or either I can take out 2-3 days from my like preparation phase for the mock test, क्योंकि like 4 hour mock test, like giving 4 hours to a mock test, I was not
Got
prepared
it.
for it. So I was not ready to face like the reality check at that time. So I made this choice ki let me just revise everything I did very properly, and I could
Okay.
not prepare for the mock test, but I don't advise
ठीक है.
that at all.
No, obviously you have to solve because a lot of times what happen is a lot of students cannot sit for 4 hours and give a proper exam. So they become impatient and they end up making mistakes. So mocks will help you to develop that habit of sitting for 4 hours and giving the exam. But okay, so now when you went to the on the exam date before you enter, what was the confidence level?
Other than Quant, I was very confident because I revised everything. But Quant was something that I was just hoping that, let's see, like even if I could solve the questions from the chapter that I prepared, even if I solve the right questions, like the questions, even if I give the right answer to the questions I prepared for, I would be okay. Uh, but on the exam day, it's like आई थिंक यू आर राइट कि अगर मॉक टेस्ट में मैं बैठा होता 4 घंटे, तो मुझे पता होता व्हाट इट विल टेक physically also to sit in
Hmm.
front of a screen for 4 hours straight, which I was not prepared for at all. So uh, I was continuously getting up because I don't have habit to sit for this many hours. Exam day,
When you started solving,
yes.
how was that one first 1 hour?
So initial, I think 10 questions were really easy because uh,
Okay.
so it was very theoretical as per my experience. कि
Mm-hmm.
theoretically ज़्यादा था oriented paper, but
Mm-hmm.
I think after solving first 15 question I was very confident because उसमें quant का ज़्यादा था नहीं. uh,
Hmm.
I was on time as well जब मैंने time calculate करा था. But
Okay.
once the quant question starts coming in and I was just, skipping it to the next questions, I started feeling thoda bahut demotivated कि I have to skip these questions. But all the other questions I was really confident about.
Hmm. Okay. And overall, you were able to complete everything in 4 hours, 100 questions.
Yes. I completed everything, but I think in the last half an hour I realized कि maybe मैंने starting के questions को थोड़ा ज़्यादा time दे दिया है. But one thing that happened in my favor कि वही questions रह गए थे quant के और from other subjects as well जो कि I was not very sure about. तो मैंने जो जो
Okay,
questions में I was really confident about मैंने उनके मेरे हिसाब से right answers दे दिए थे and I just have half an hour to actually think or make a wild guess for those questions I was not confident about.
got it. Got it. Okay. And overall, if you look at the quant side, 20 question.
Yes.
Out of
Yes.
that, how many questions in the actual exam you must have given properly an answer?
I think it would be around 7 to 10, honestly. Uh,
Okay,
because I
50%.
have 7 to 10 questions out of 20. Like, and because I have studied few of the chapters, probability is one of the major chapters which I've studied like very properly. So the questions that I gave answer to, I was confident about, which are like 7 to
Okay.
10. But for the other questions, I was just making a wild guess.
Okay. And if you look at the overall paper, okay, how many questions, as per you, your experience, were really tough out of 100?
Honestly, sir, मुझे ऑनेस्टली बिल्कुल भी टफ नहीं लगा एग्जाम. मुझे सिर्फ ये लगा था कि जो टॉपिक मैंने समझा है क्लासेस में, अगर मैंने ढंग से समझा है और ढंग से रिवाइज करा है, इवन इफ आई हैव नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड, इवन इफ आई हैव नॉट गिवन दी मॉक टेस्ट या फिर सेक्शनल टेस्ट, अगर मुझे टॉपिक की क्लैरिटी है तो मैं वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर पा रहा हूँ. अगर मैंने उसे क्रैम करा है, अगर मैंने फॉर्मूलाज क्रैम करे हैं, तो
समझे.
इट डजेंट मैटर क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन वाज सो कंसेप्चुअल कि अ, अगर मुझे स्टोरी पता है बिहाइंड की व्हाई द कॉन्सेप्ट हैज बीन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड, जो कि हमारी क्लासेस में काफी डेप्थ में था, तो मैं सारे क्वेश्चंस ढंग से दे पा रहा था आंसर. बट फॉर द टॉपिक्स विच आर जस्ट क्रैम्ड और विच आर जस्ट लाइक स्किम्ड थ्रू, उनके मैं कितना भी ट्राई कर रहा था, मैं लाइक आई कुड नॉट फाइंड द राइट आंसर.
Okay, ठीक है. And when you came out of the exam, was there any number in
Yes.
your mind that out of 100 I'll get this much correct?
I I was thinking that it would vary around 60, more than 60. But I was sure that if I could make enough marks in quant, then I will definitely clear the exam. Because only quant was something that I was not confident about, but all the other subjects, which are financial markets and product, so it is the same exam that I prepared for in my CA curriculum as well. So,
Hmm.
but the way you made us taught the actual conceptual things about it was so different, and I was really confident कि अगर quant I could manage to clear, then I would definitely clear the exam. But more than 60,
Okay.
I was assuming.
Okay. And then what is the quartile that you have got in the exam?
Okay, so quartile for the financial markets, it is 1, 2, 2, 4. Four is definitely was in so one in financial markets and product
We'll have to
foundations.
talk in the order. So first book, foundation.
Okay,
What is the order?
okay, 2, 4, 1, 2.
Ha, so 2, 4, 1, 2. Okay. So
Yes,
4 is the second book. Not so good
yes, yes,
performance. But
yes,
everybody else you got first and second quarters, you managed to win. So this is
yes.
also a very interesting point for a lot of students if who feel that quant is tough or they are not able to manage. Even if they're getting a fourth quartile in that book and you're able to do perform better in other, you're going to clear the exam.
Absolutely.
So, so from your result, we can make this very good judgment, and this should be good news for a lot of people who have not done stats in their background. So that would really be encouraging for them. Now, if I ask you that, if you can give 3 tips from your experience, okay, what would be those 3 tips that you can talk about to your friends or people who are preparing for the exam now?
Okay. First would be key start early because I think it's not for the exam because now when I'll prepare for the part two, uh, I don't have this thing कि मुझे एग्जाम में इस तरीके से परफॉर्म करना है. I have this thing कि these are the topics that I'm going to learn. एंड मुझे अच्छे से
Hmm.
समझना है, अच्छे से क्लासेस लेनी है. क्वेश्चंस ऑफ कोर्स आई विल प्रिपेयर, मॉक टेस्ट ऑफ कोर्स आई विल गिव, बट you should think from the perspective of that you're going to learn so many things in this curriculum rather than you just have to give an exam and clear. So
Right.
that would be one thing. Second would be consistency is very important, because sometimes we start so high, but in like when we start preparing in the meantime, we generally lack the consistency in the preparation. So even if you're working full time, just giving few hours daily or giving more hours in weekends would actually let you let you enjoy the course more. So consistency would be second. Third would be uh, like giving more importance to the subjects which are given more weightage to. There's a reason किसी subjects को 30% and किसी subject को 20%, and आपने videos भी डाल रखी हैं जिसमें you have mentioned these are the important topics or these are the topics जहाँ से थोड़ा ज़्यादा expectations आने के. So
Hmm.
make these guesses, make these decisions थोड़ा calculatively, and try to go through Telegram group में what are people discussing about, what are people choosing to focus more on. There are different groups on Reddit as well. So just be
Hmm.
part of those groups, be inclusive of what other candidates are preparing for.
Okay, okay, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, Krishna, this interview is going to be really helpful for a lot of students. Okay, because you started out very, very late. In Feb, you started for May, and within that short period of time, you've been able to clear the exam, and you've been able to complete the entire content, also solve question bank. The two things that didn't go well was the mock paper part and the quant part, but still you have been able to manage it and clear the exam. So this will motivate a lot of students, will give guidance to a lot of students who are going to come and give the exam in the future. So again, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.